All right, I have a little bit of a different, hopefully fun video for you today. I put on my Instagram story as well as my community tab a prompt for you to answer your unpopular opinions on beauty, YouTube, makeup, etc. And I want to react to them. I have read some of them, like briefly, but I want to read them out loud. And you know what? I'm going to get ready while I do this. I'm not really going to probably mention every single thing I put on my face. It's all going to be listed down below in the description box though. And I was thinking to myself, after I put that out there, I was thinking maybe I'm not the best person to do this type of video because I'm just like the least dramatic, spilling the tea. I don't do that stuff. So I feel like my opinions, when I read some of these, and I've already started reading some of them, have been like, yeah, I mean, like wear your makeup how you want to wear your makeup. That's generally how I feel. Like there aren't many trends where I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks awful type of thing. But anyway, I'm going to read them out loud. And my other goal with this is I think it's fun when you hear other people's unpopular opinions, because the point is it's supposed to be unpopular. Where actually some of these I read and I was like, actually, I don't think that's unpopular at all. I think a lot of people have that same opinion. So maybe you'll hear some of these and go, okay, I feel the same way about that. And I thought I was the only one. Does that make sense? That's what I'm thinking. So let's get ready. And I am going to read some of these unpopular opinions out loud. It's a LaCroix. Okay, it's 9:30 in the morning. I am using the Gourmand Girls Gourmandise palette. This one I did get in PR. I'm just still testing it. So I wanted to create, I'm actually going to use the blues. Okay, you guys know I'm not a blue girl, but there's a lot of pretty blues, and this holographic shimmer, I want to use that. I got quite a few comments about Natasha Denona being overrated. So this one says Natasha Denona is overrated. I don't get the hype with Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I've tried 2 palettes and was so underwhelmed. So for me personally, I really like Natasha Denona eyeshadows, but I also can see where people are coming from when they say they're overrated, because it is a very expensive brand, right? Like the eyeshadow palettes, her MIDI palettes are $69. And that is quite pricey. But I feel like now with the internet, everything can be so easily overhyped, where you can go in with like these really big expectations to something that if it wasn't so hyped on the internet, maybe you would have a different opinion. I really enjoy Natasha Denona eyeshadows. Do I think they're the best eyeshadows? I mean, I really enjoy them. I think the mattes from Natasha Denona are very, very easy to work with. I think Natasha Denona is a really good brand for somebody that's maybe gonna buy one of her palettes and use that palette for an everyday situation. She doesn't do too many like super colorful color stories, but it's just a very user-friendly, very easy to work with. I think her formula has come a long way since even a few years ago. Palettes like the Biba palette I bought on super clearance, and it's originally $128. I don't think it's worth $128 by any means. I don't even think that palette is worth $69. The formula in it was really subpar, in my opinion. Now, this is just my opinion, of course, and these are all just your own opinions. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. But I felt like the mattes in it were nice. The shimmers were just not good. They looked heavy on the lid. They looked really, I just didn't like them. They weren't my preference at all whatsoever. But I feel like the palette she's come out with in the past year and a half, 2 years, the shimmer formulas have improved a lot. I think the mattes are good. Like I said, they're not overly pigmented. If that's something you're looking for, maybe this isn't the brand for you. But they are easy to work with, easy to blend. They're pretty standard pigment level. And the shimmers, I do like that she incorporates different shimmer formulas in each palette. She'll put in a sparkly shimmer. She'll put in a standard shimmer. So like, I think personally, I think that her palettes are done really well. Are they worth $69? That's completely up to you. And that's the other thing too. It's like something that's worth $69 to one person could not be worth it to another person. And it's really just depends on what you want to spend your money on. You know what I mean? But I would say in terms of like quality of shadows, I think she has really good quality shadows. That's just my opinion. And I've tried many of her palettes. I think if you go in and only try a couple, you might not get the full picture because Definitely her older palettes, in my opinion, they're not as good quality as the ones that have come out in the past couple of years. So, and with luxury makeup, I feel like a big draw of it is packaging. Like her packaging feels very sturdy. It feels very luxurious, where some brands' packaging feels absolutely like crap. It could break. So that to me, I think is also part of the price point is the packaging. It looks nice. It feels nice. Etc. So yeah, that's just my opinion on Natasha Denona. I totally can understand why someone doesn't want to spend $70 on an eyeshadow palette, no matter how good it is, no matter if it's going to like do your taxes and mow your lawn. Some people don't want to spend $69 on an eyeshadow palette. I get it. I probably wouldn't want to either if this wasn't like a big hobby of mine / part of my job. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I totally respect your opinion. I totally get it. So I have quite a few comments on basically based on different techniques or trends or whatever. And I just want to read them out loud to you. So someone wrote faux freckles. I don't get it. A couple people wrote, I hate the look of super dark lip liner and a super light lipstick / gloss. And then my niece wrote, fluffy eyebrows are a no. So these are all kind of just like general techniques or general trends, if you will. So again, I can only speak for myself, but I just wanted to say those out there. If that was something that you also don't like, please let us know in the comments. That's fine. For me personally, I think all of those things that were mentioned, like a dark lip liner with a light lip gloss or lipstick and fluffy brows and freckles, I think they look good on people that rock them and feel confident in them and want to do that. For me, it's like, wear what you want to wear. If it makes you feel good, who cares what anybody else thinks, honestly. Now, it took me a long time to get to that place in my life because, of course, most of us growing up, we have insecurities, especially as teens, especially as young adults, where we're concerned about what other people's opinions on our looks are. And I've had many experiences where I've had people make fun of my makeup or not wearing makeup. I was having this discussion recently. I've had people comment in my real life, not even on the internet, being like, you look better with makeup on. Why aren't you wearing makeup today? And it's like, those comments really used to hurt me, but I'm going into the Unearthly palette. I just need a darker shadow for my outer corner. And now I don't care. Like if I want to go out in this blue eyeshadow later, I will, and I don't really care what someone else thinks. So my opinion is like, I don't personally like faux freckles on myself. It's not a trend that I would try it. I haven't tried it yet. And how long has it been going on? A long time. It's not a trend that like I find myself wanting to do personally. Doesn't mean that I'll never do it. Fluffy eyebrows, for me personally, I have quite full eyebrows. So mine are naturally fluffy, but I did recently in a video, I did use the Milk Makeup tinted brow gel and I combed it through my brows and oh my God, my brows were insanely fluffy. Like Groucho Marx, that was the joke I made. I looked like Groucho Marx and I did not like how it looked on me. But I got so many comments of people saying they loved how it looked on me. So again, it's more like in the eye of the beholder. Like you could do a trend and somebody could love it on you and the next person could hate it on you. But what really matters is how you feel. How do you feel? Same thing with blue eyeshadow, right? I do blue eyeshadow because I want to test blue eyeshadows.
2 hours later.
NYX glitter primer on my lid. I don't want to say I don't enjoy blue eyeshadow, but I will say I like it the least on my eyes in terms of color. Like it's the last color I would choose if I had every color to choose from to put on my eyes. I just don't like how it looks with my skin tone. I don't like how it makes my like complexion look. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous holochrome shade. Really pretty. Yeah, that is gorgeous. That's pretty. Really, really pretty. It is a little on the textured side, so I'm glad I put down a glitter primer. Okay, I went off camera. I put on the What's Up Beauty Positivity Hydrating Primer. I've been really enjoying this a lot. Really enjoying this a lot. It's a hydrating primer that has a very slight stick to it, but it's not overwhelming. I also put on mascara and eyeliner. I don't know where I was going with what I was saying, but basically totally get why somebody wouldn't like those trends. I personally don't even like them on myself, but My opinion is if someone wants to wear it, rock it, girl. That's what makeup's all about. Like, just enjoying the artistic expression of it. I love it. I'm going to combine the Too Faced Born This Way matte and a little dot of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer. Something that I do agree with. A lot of people talked about indie eyeshadows being the best. So somebody wrote, indie eyeshadows is pretty much the only eyeshadow worth it. Mainstream is just sad mostly. I don't agree with they're mostly sad, but and then someone wrote, indie brands are way better than high-end or popular brands. I think indie brands, honestly, these past couple of years are just absolutely killing it. I mean, a big part of it is that the companies are indie brands, so they're independently owned. And I think that the owners of the brands have put a lot of heart into what they're doing because it's their brand. They're paying for it. A lot of times it's just that one person or it's them with a very small team. And a lot of the indie brand owners as well are running their social media. They are out there seeing what people are doing. They have their finger on the pulse of what is like what's current. They are responding to messages and seeing messages directly from their customer base, giving their customers what they're asking for. If their customers are saying, we'd love to see XYZ from you, they're directly seeing it and they are able to take those comments and use them to improve their brands and to create color stories. You can just tell they put their heart and soul into their brands. They are much more a part of what's going on in their brands. They are at the forefront of seeing what their customers want. And so many of these indie brand owners are so creative, like Maggie from Blend Bunny, Amanda from Unearthly. They're very creative people and they come up with things that like, I don't even know how they come up with their color stories or their concepts. They're just so amazing and talented. And yeah, I mean, I agree. I think indie brands are killing it this year, the past couple of years, really. And their eyeshadow, the quality of their eyeshadows, again, I think they're trying to always improve. They're always trying to try new formulas, trying to do new things. Whereas I think a lot of mainstream brands like Too Faced, I think they keep doing the same thing because it's selling for them, clearly, their neutral palettes, but that's their thing and they do it well. They do a holiday collection really well. They're serving to that customer base. That's their customer base that wants those things. Whereas, I think a lot of people who are wanting something more are switching to indie brands because indie brands are always trying to improve, change it up, innovate, things like that. So yeah, I agree. I think indie brands are amazing. So I just put on the NYX Pro Fix Stick, like pink color corrector under my eyes. And now I'm going to go in with my Joa Beauty concealer. Okay, so there was a comment here which I think is important to talk about. It says, I don't want the next new product out if I'm already happy with what I have. And I think this is a great statement. And I think it's interesting that this is considered an unpopular opinion because I think it's easy to get caught up in buying the new. And I can speak from a perspective of a consumer before I started my YouTube channel. Because I think if you have a YouTube channel, it's a completely different situation. If you're just a consumer watching beauty YouTube, it can be easy to get sucked in and think, oh, I need to keep buying all the new stuff. It looks so beautiful. It's so hard to resist. And it can be very easy to just blow a bunch of money on, 25 eyeshadow palettes that I don't think personally you need a 25 eyeshadow palettes in your collection. Now, if you want 25 eyeshadow palettes in the collection, that is a completely different situation. That's your call. It's your money. Do what you want with it. But I don't think that you need that much makeup in your collection to be happy in life, right? If you want it, trust me, I get it. I'm right there with you. I want it too. And before starting my YouTube channel, I did start to get very sucked into the hype of needing to buy everything all the time. And for a good part of that, it was really hurting me financially. I wasn't really making enough money to be making that many purchases like that. And I had to kind of step back and be like, whoa, like, listen, I've got a bunch, and this is still the case. Okay, I'm working on it. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've bought that I still haven't used, and I bought it, some of it over a year ago, and it's still sitting in a drawer, not being used. So that's something that, it's easy to fall into that, and it's something that I need to work on personally, but I can totally see that. And I'm glad that you commented that you don't want the next new thing if you already have something. You don't need another bronzer if you have a bronzer that you love. You don't need it. Do you want it? Maybe. And that's your call. Of course, do what you want with your own money, and that's totally your call. But sometimes I've been trying to, with certain things, instead of buying it right away, I'm letting it marinate in my mind. I let myself sit for a week or 2 weeks before I purchase that thing. And that at that point, my mind is a little clearer. I can think to myself, first of all, did I even forget that the thing existed? Because sometimes that happens. Or do I need it? Or can I use this other blush that I have in my collection? Oh, if I look closer at that blush, I have that blush from another brand in the exact same shade, in the exact same finish. Why do I want this blush? Is it just because it's the new hyped thing? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no, I really want this blush, and then I can make that decision. But I definitely think it can be easy to get caught up in wanting, getting FOMO, right? Getting FOMO, all of that. So totally get that, but I'm glad that you have that realization that I don't need everything that's new. I've got a bunch of stuff already in my collection. Now, me as a YouTuber though, I do feel like I want to buy new things because I want to try them out on camera. I want to review them. I want to use them, create looks with things so that I can inform you of a purchasing decision that either A, you may or may not want this product. Is it right for you? Is it worth the money? I mean, you can make that decision, but I kind of put it out there. Or I can just provide entertainment, and you can not have that FOMO feeling. You can watch me use the new palette and go, wow, that is so beautiful. I got my fix. I watched Rachel use it. I don't need to buy it, or, that was fun, but I don't really need those colors in my collection. I'm glad I watched Rachel so that I can just let her use it and I don't have to buy it. That's kind of my whole purpose for all of this. So I do feel that I need new stuff, but I don't need everything that's new either. I'm going to put on the Juvia's Place cream bronzer. I've been really enjoying this. I completely forgot about it. It was in the back of my drawer. I have the shade Honey. The same person actually wrote, a first impression is not a review. And then they said, I love how you take your time to think, by the way. Thank you. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, that is something to keep in mind. And it's so interesting because I feel that coming from, okay, and there's another thing that I'll read that's related. Coming from YouTube, in 2016, 2017, 2018, I feel like a lot of YouTubers were doing really just first impressions. They weren't doing like a speed review situation where they come back and let you know how it's working for them after testing it for XYZ amount of time. Editing Rachel here. I kind of go off the rails a little bit here, but kind of what I'm saying is I do first impressions videos on my channel, and I think there is a time and place for them and a purpose for them. But I also like when YouTubers come back at a later date and give more detailed reviews after using the products for an extended period of time. It sounds like I'm saying that first impression videos are not good here, but I'm not saying that at all. But I just like when they come back to follow up, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of it back then was very first impressions heavy, and it was for the reaction, like putting on this bronzer going, oh, wow. And that leads me to the next little blurb. Somebody wrote, love long form content. I agree. I also love long form content much more than short form. I like short form content, getting inspiration from people's like eyeshadow looks that they're doing on short form, or lip swatches so I can see what a lipstick looks like on somebody. Yeah, I also love long form content. I do like short form content for those things that I've already said, but I definitely prefer getting like my reviews from people that are testing products and doing reviews, and people that I trust, that I've watched over a period of time, that I feel that they are doing their due diligence. Wow, that was really hard for me to say. That brings me to kind of another related one that someone said. So someone wrote, when YouTube beauty influencers rank their favorite palettes or do declutters, and their best of the best are all the ones they have a code with and receive in PR. So I think this is an interesting comment. It's not something that I ever notice, but with that being said, I really fill my subscription boxes with people that I trust, people that a lot of them I know in real life. So that's nice. I know that they're good people. And I don't like to watch people that give me the ick, as Gen Z would say. Like, I don't want to watch a video from somebody that I feel like, I don't know what their intentions are. I don't know. Sometimes you get a feeling, right? When you watch someone, a good feeling, or sometimes not a good feeling. I don't think it's, for me personally, I don't draw the conclusion just from simply what this person said, for instance, of sometimes, like for myself, when I rank palettes, when I do my palette ranking, my monthly palette ranking, and I have 8 palettes, honestly, often, at least 50% of those palettes I've been sent in PR. And of those 50%, maybe 75% of those, I have a code with the brand. And the reason I have a code with the brand and the reason I get PR from the brand is that I already love that brand and they noticed that I was giving their brand love and then they sent me the palette and PR. It's very rare that I've never heard of a brand, they give me a code and the palette right away. And personally, when I do get sent something and they ask if I want a code, I can only ever remember one other time where they've asked if I wanted a code and I hadn't tried the product yet. And I told them I'd like to try the product before I get the code. So, but that is me. I know myself, I'm pretty trustworthy, but don't base your trust in someone solely on the fact that most of their palettes in their top 5 are PR, because chances are they already loved the brand. They just happened to get in PR because the brand saw that they loved the brand. And a lot of these brands that are giving us PR and giving us codes are indie brands. And I've already told you how I feel about indie eyeshadows. They're really nice. So it's one of those things. Try to look in a bigger picture. Do you generally trust what they're saying over all their videos? Do you have a good feeling when you watch their videos? Do their preferences align with yours? Stuff like that. Although I like watching videos of people whose preferences don't align with mine because I like to see the other side of the coin as well. I hope that made sense. I kind of just babbled for a bit. This is basically, you're talking about people, I asked people to submit unpopular opinions.
Okay.
So somebody wrote Natasha Denona is overrated. I'm not going to say that because you don't know anything about that. Okay, so there was a lot of comments about older women wearing color. So wearing colorful eyeshadow, like purple eyeshadow or blue eyeshadow, or maybe wearing like colorful makeup. How older women must not wear color. I call BS. I love wearing color and I'm 57. First of all, if you're watching someone that's saying older women must not wear color, unsubscribe from that person because that is BS. That's ridiculous. Who's making those rules? Do you have an opinion on this? I don't feel like maybe you have an opinion on this stuff.
I feel like
this is my husband Ben, by the way.
How's it going? I feel like I see a lot of older women in the villages wear color.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times they do it pretty well. Like they match it with their outfits.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
stuff
They
like
do.
that.
Yeah.
And
We live outside of a major retirement community in Florida, so.
And they wear a lot of vibrant colors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Like I've already said, it's like, who cares what somebody's opinion? I don't care what somebody's. I'm gonna go out like this today. Do I care if someone doesn't like my blue eyeshadow? I don't care.
Are you
and if they have
older women?
I am 10 years older than him, so that's why he's asking me that question. The point is, it's like, wear what you want to wear. If someone has a negative opinion about it, that's on them. It's not on you. Who cares? And honestly, if you go out wearing neutral makeup, somebody's not going to like it. It's like, you can't please everybody. Other people's opinions, who cares? And if you are seeing someone that's saying that online, that older women should not, or what was the exact words? Must not wear color. No. And again, if you're an older woman and you don't like wearing color because you don't like how it looks on you, then don't wear it. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's about what you like on yourself. Okay, let's find one more. Okay, beauty influencers saying eyeshadow is dead. They stop wearing it, then try to sell it to me. Yeah, I mean, I guess, again, like, you have to kind of use your judgment with people. Like, sometimes it is a coincidence, of, like, people saying eyeshadow's dead, and then they, 2 videos later, they say, oh, this beautiful Natasha Denona palette came out. I mean, they're entitled to switch their opinion. They're a human being. Editing Rachel here again. I kind of didn't really end up talking too much about what this actual comment was saying. They were basically saying that the influencer is kind of misleading and selling them something that they're not genuinely excited about. And I end up going off in a direction of talking about how eyeshadow is supposedly dead. So I know I didn't really capture the essence of what this comment was. I feel sometimes influencers are reporting on trends, talking about how eyeshadow is dead, and maybe in that moment they feel that way, but they can also admire a Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, and they can also show it to you, put an affiliate link, because maybe you're interested in it. Maybe because they're not interested in eyeshadow right now, that doesn't mean their viewers aren't interested in eyeshadow. So I kind of go off the rails here for a bit, so forgive me for that, but just wanted to make that clear. Yeah, I mean, would you say eyeshadow is dead in this house?
Are they just saying that eyeshadow palettes are like played out, like they're kind of just like
doing eyeshadow looks was really big back in like 2016, 2017, 2018, and now trends have shifted, and some people don't wear eyeshadow that often anymore. Yeah, so see, look at his face.
What's the
this
main,
is how you know.
What's the
We're
main
married.
thing?
He goes, people don't wear eyeshadow, so you can do your makeup without putting eyeshadow on.
I don't have any image in my head of what that looks like. Can we pop up something on the screen here?
That is so funny. Oh man. So
I feel like the eyeshadow palette's like the main thing of the makeup.
It is for me. See, This is what I mean. You don't have a big context of anybody else but me, because you don't watch YouTube. You don't watch.
As far as you know.
Well, clearly you don't. No. And you don't really notice. You don't notice other people out and about. You don't notice their makok.
If they're not, look at any other women.
All right. Okay. For instance, like if you're one of your sisters don't really wear makeup, and when they do you notice it?
Yeah, mostly I feel like because of the foundation or something.
Okay, so somebody can wear foundation.
Yeah. And
put mascara on.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Why?
I think just the eyeshadow just makes it overall look better if you do it well.
You say that, but I think if I tomorrow put on makeup and didn't put eyeshadow on, I don't think you would notice.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't go.
You wouldn't go, oh my god, why aren't you wearing eyeshadow? You look bad today. You wouldn't.
I wouldn't say.
Okay, so
I would never say that.
Yeah. We just completely went off the rails here. I don't even know where we're at. Okay,
eyeshadow palettes are played out. You heard it here first. They're done for.
And by the way, I was not in focus that whole time, but okay, bye. All I'm saying is, for some people, maybe it's dead. For me, it's not. Clearly. But I'm also the type of person that I don't go for trends necessarily. I just do what I like. And I guess even if eyeshadow is dead, I've missed it because I really like doing eyeshadow. Clearly, as my husband said, it's my favorite part of makeup. So I might feel differently 2 years from now. I might just stop wearing eyeshadow altogether. But I think a lot of beauty YouTubers, they want to do what's trending, obviously, because that's going to get them views. Or they want to report on what's trending because some people care about that and they want to inform their audience if their audience is into trends. But also, it helps them with views of talking about what's trending. But personally, I don't care what's trending. I really don't. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't care, but I don't base my makeup on what's trending. So for me, eyeshadow's here to stay, at least for now. I enjoy it. There were so many, submissions. So I'm sorry I didn't get to everything today. I really appreciate anybody who did submit an unpopular opinion, and I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours. Most of my submissions were on the community tab on YouTube. I didn't get a ton on Instagram just because I don't have as many Instagram followers. Follow me on Instagram though if you want to. So if you want to check out the answers of people, go check it out if you want to read some more. One was when people say they like the natural makeup look, they just mean they don't like colorful makeup. Sometimes I want to look like Mimi Bobek, okay? Love that. I love that. Again, it goes along with the color and the stigma of, looking like a clown saying that in a negative way if you wear colorful makeup. But it is interesting, the misconception of natural makeup. My best friend from high school, she is a wedding makeup artist. And she tells me, she goes, you have no idea the requests that I get. People saying they want natural makeup. And then they show me a picture of Kim Kardashian. The comments she gets of like, they say they want it to look natural but glam, dewy but matte. You know, all these like contradicting statements. And I don't think people really understand how much makeup a natural makeup look on Kim Kardashian actually entails, right? So it's just interesting, like our conception of what is natural, especially in pictures, in film, on TV, it's actually a lot of makeup to make someone look that natural. There was a lot of comments as well about like certain beauty techniques, kind of what I was saying about like faux freckles and stuff. There was someone that said, I hate blush. I actually prefer flat matte face and I despise the glazed donut mess. There was somebody that said, oh, here, also blindingly bright under eyes are not mandatory. I mean, listen, all of these things that you are getting from YouTube or tutorials or trends, like take them with a grain of salt, try them out if you want to, but do what makes you feel happy. Nothing is mandatory when it comes to makeup. Try things out. Sometimes you love it. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you say, this is for me. Sometimes you say, it's not for me. Do what you want with that. You know, take the things you like, leave the things you don't. And, you know, try to also keep in mind that be kind to other people, because just because you don't like dewy skin on yourself doesn't mean you have to make someone else feel bad that they're doing it, or you don't have to say, oh my God, that person looks awful with dewy makeup on, because first of all, how is that helpful at all to someone's confidence? How is that nice at all? It's not. Maybe they love it. Maybe they love it on themselves. I love it for them. And I want them to wear the makeup that makes them happy. And who cares if I like it or not? It's not my face. Okay, you guys, I hope that made sense at all. I thought this was very interesting. This video is so long already, but I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and come back and show you the final look and just kind of give you my closing thoughts. All right, and this is the finished look. What do you think? Look at me in my blue eyeshadow. The shimmer is absolutely beautiful. My eyelashes are popping up in the corners. Let's ignore that. Anyway, I hope this video was somewhat entertaining. I don't know if it was completely pointless or boring, but you know, here we are. But I would love to know your opinions down below in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on any of the ones I talked about. And again, go over to the community tab and check out even more answers from people. There were so many that I didn't get to. So let me know if you didn't have a chance to write your unpopular opinions on that community tab. Go throw it on over there so we can just continue the list. But please be respectful in the comments. If you are gonna leave a comment on your opinion, just be respectful. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you will come back. I didn't do my normal outro. It's slipping my mind. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Bye.